Hey guys, it's Sammy, aka the King of Controversy. I've been wanting to make this video a while, but I kind of broke my mic somehow, but I got a new one now, and hopefully it's working alright. But anyway, this is a sort of discussion, and a bit of a disclaimer before I start. I play on the Xbox 360, I have played on the PS3, and this is all based on facts and stuff. I'm not trying to say to people, or don't get the PS4 or whatever, because I couldn't care less what you get, do you know what I mean? It doesn't really make a difference. Whether or not I get either console, I don't know yet. But yeah, I really can't be bothered with any fanboys crying, "Oh, you're a fanboy," because the fact of the matter is, if you're actually saying that, then you actually are yourself a fanboy, and whatever people want to get, it's up to them. Do you know what I mean? It's not really a problem. So if you're gonna say that, then just spare yourself, spare everyone the hassle, because nobody cares. But anyway, this discussion is really about just my thoughts on whether or not Call of Duty Ghosts is actually going to be better on the Xbox One. By better I mean slightly better, as in more tuned for it, because every Call of Duty that's been on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, obviously it's a lot better than it is on the Wii U because of graphic capabilities, and I'm not sure about the PC because you've obviously got the hacks on the PC and stuff, which is a big problem, but you've got more choice. You've got like the different fields of vision you can have, and I guess you can have better graphics, but I don't know, I'm not sure, I've never really played it on the PC. But anyway, as far as PS3 versus Xbox 360 goes, it's always been slightly better on the Xbox, and that's not just me making that up or anything. It's not that the Xbox is any more powerful, because it's not more. The PS3 actually has slightly better capabilities. It all comes down to the fact that Treyarch Infinity Ward actually it's kind of Sony's fault because of how they how you have to design software for the PS3 is really different from like the Xbox and the PC is usually for companies a lot easier because they're really quite similar. So they don't really have to change that much to get it to work on the Xbox. But Sony decided to, I don't know what they did, I can't make games, but they basically made it a lot more complicated for developers. So with the Xbox 360 and the PC, there's very little variation, so they can basically run really similar code, but because the PS3 is so different, they have to add like an extra layer of code, which takes up a little bit of processing power, just so they can run it. So that's actually why it runs slightly better on the Xbox. But having said all that, maybe on the Xbox 360 this might be the last time it's going to run slightly better on there, just because the hardware is still going to be the same. But as far as PS4 and Xbox One, that problem's not going to be there anymore, because apparently Sony have said that they've changed, I don't know what they've done, I don't really decide, but they have said that they've made it a lot easier for developers to make the games. So hopefully for them this means that they won't have to put all this extra layer of code in just so it gets translated over to the different areas software, because even though the hardware is better, if they're going to do that again, it's just going to end up looking not quite as good. Even though the differences are only slight, it's kind of annoying for people to have better hardware and then it just have it not look as good, because what's the point in that, you know? So looks like Sony have learned a lesson there. I think the most important aspect though really is the fact that the Xbox One is apparently supposed to be having dedicated servers for pretty much any game, so any developer can use these dedicated servers for hosting multiplayer games. And obviously for a game like Call of Duty this is really important, because it's all about the connection, and if you're playing on a good connection it's a fun game. If you're playing on a terrible connection it's absolutely horrible. So if everyone's going to be having dedicated servers on the Xbox One, Sony have made no mention of if they're going to be having dedicated servers. And right now in this gameplay, this is just lucky, I swear to God. I really did think I was going to get this. But anyway, going back to it. Yeah, Sony have made no mention of having any dedicated servers. So I'm not sure if maybe Activision, or maybe Activision are going to maybe pay for the servers just for the PS3, because they have done it before for Black Ops. I know had dedicated servers. Maybe they'll do that for the PS3, although I don't see that happening. Or maybe Sony actually are going to have some sort of cloud type thing they just haven't mentioned yet. But I know if it was me, I really would rather play the game with dedicated servers, because most of the time, let's be honest, the connection is alright. But for such a game with so many people, it really shouldn't be having all these people with picking, terrible hosts being picked and stuff, and it's really annoying, and anything they can do to just get those little annoyances out of the game is a good thing. So Sony really, I think Sony hopefully is gonna, implement some sort of dedicated server thing. If not, you really have to hope that Activision are going to be implementing themselves. And as for the month early DLC, that's not a big deal for some people, but I know it kind of annoy me. Like, I've always played on the Xbox, so I've never really had to wait for a month for all the DLC. But it's kind of an annoying thing for, you know, to see it all. But I guess if there's any problems, they're usually ironed out by the time it comes to the PS3. So in a way, the Xbox 360 players are sort of beta testing it for everyone else, you know, on the PS3. So I guess there's two sides to each of that, but you know, I'd much prefer to have the DLC earlier, and that is of course going to be carrying on over to, for the next 4 years, it's going to be like an Xbox sort of early exclusive deal malarkey that they've been having. So yeah, guys, what do you think? Do you think any of these things could actually convince you to actually switch over from one console to the other? For me, the biggest reason why I play the Xbox is because that's what all my friends play pretty much. If I bought the PS3, PS4, I'd be playing it on my own, and a game like Call of Duty, it's all about playing with your friends, so that's really the most important thing for me. If everyone got a PS4, I'd probably get a PS4. But it looks like, well, at the moment I don't think anyone can afford it, so I might be playing with the 360 for a while, who knows. But yeah, would it actually convince you to switch over from, say, the Xbox to the PS, or the other way, if it was better, or you just, you know, hardcore? And I guess the exclusives are really an important thing, but I think it's kind of a fair deal really, because you got PS4's got Blacklight, which is free, and that looks I have had a little go on the PC, and I'm kind of gutted it's not going to be on the Xbox, so I really did want to have a bash on that. And Xbox has got Titanfall, which does look pretty epic, so it's kind of a fair trade. And I think we just got to really look to see what Sony's going to do with these dedicated servers, because and we really want to hear more from what Microsoft's going to do, because Activision haven't said anything about the dedicated servers. But if it is, it's good news for everyone anyway. But yeah, about the gameplay, it was just me playing with the Riot Shield Cap 40. I'll put a link at the end to a class where I sort of discussed the tactics and stuff and the whole loadout. Apart from in the video, I remember mentioning to recommending using akimbos, but they've kind of changed how akimbos work, so I prefer it with extended mags. But other than that, I think it'll give you a lot of tips as well to play for it, and it's quite a good class, to be honest with you, and it kind of throws people off because they won't really be expecting it. But anyway, guys, post your thoughts, post a comment if you have anything interesting to say, and to all the fanboys, please suppress your urges. Let's all be nice. It's just a different console. Nobody cares, you know. This I think the manufacturers like people to, you know, Sony and Microsoft love it when people hate each other, because it causes like better sales for both of them. So really don't buy into their stuff, because it doesn't matter. There's no need to argue about it. It's just a console, and you'll be playing 99.9% the same product. So no need to argue about it. So you guys, thanks for watching, and bye bye now. Bye bye.